Hello and welcome to I-24 News Sports Daily Magazine with all the latest scores and stories from the world of sports. We have plenty of action coming your way with a giant game tonight in the Copa del Rey, a big comeback may be on the way in the world of football, and an NBA star amidst the Royals while in London. All this and much more coming up. Let's get started. We begin in Spain, where the second leg in the round of 16 of the Copa del Rey is taking place, and we have a very big clash coming up tonight at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid may have conquered everything possible lately, but there's one place where they have been struggling lately, and that is their own backyard. The Merengues lost 3 of the last 4 Madrid derbies to Atletico, including the first leg last week at the Vicente Calderón 2-0. If they want to keep the title they won last season, they would have to score at least twice tonight, and manager Carlo Ancelotti knows that doing it against the Colchoneros will be extremely difficult.
They are
a team that defend very well. I think in that sense defending the best team in Europe. They are fantastically organized. It is not easy to find a solution, but I think intensity in the game and in the passes is a basic requirement.
Atletico Madrid, on the other hand, may feel comfortable with the advantage they got from the first match, but they know very well the home team will put on the pressure as soon as the match tonight begins. They know that they have to stand the heat, especially in the first minutes, to avoid Real from scoring an early goal. Not an easy task when you're facing such offensive talents as Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, and James Rodriguez. Manager Diego Simeone knows exactly what his players should expect.
I imagine players will not wait until the 80th minute to resolve the game. They will look for what they need immediately, and so we will do that to get through the knockout stage.
There's no doubt Barcelona will make it to the final 8. They beat Elche 5-0 in the first leg, making tonight's game almost irrelevant. And instead of focusing on the match, manager Luis Enrique was once again asked about his tense relations with Leo Messi and the rumors that the Argentine star may leave the club. At least on that aspect, the manager said the fans have nothing to worry about.
I'm focused on having the team under control this season and see how far we can get. We all think, and he has expressed the same thing several times, that Leo is going to stay at Barca for many years. That is what all us Barca fans want. I don't see why. Well, I do, but I don't understand why there is so much talk about it when we are not even considering it.
And you just have to wonder if Messi will stay for many years. What does that mean for Luis Enrique? The answer will probably be given at the end of the season. Now to the other results from the Copa del Rey. 4 more teams qualified to the quarterfinal last night, joining Malaga and Espanyol, who did it on Tuesday. Celta Vigo was the tragic hero of the night. They won 2-0 in Bilbao, but the team from the Basque Country qualified on away goals after winning the first match 4-2. Villarreal made it to the final 8. Their match against Real Sociedad ended in a 2-2 draw. They won the first game 1-0. Getafe beat Almeria 1-0 at home and 2-1 in aggregate, and no problems for Seville, who beat Granada 4-0 at home, making it 6-1 in aggregate. We'll cross the border to Portugal and to the ceremony celebrating 100 years to the Portuguese Football Federation. Many high-profile figures from the world of football were in attendance, such as FIFA President Sepp Blatter and UEFA President Michel Platini. Also in the stands was Luis Figo, Portugal's biggest star in the pre-Ronaldo era. But the biggest winner of the evening was Jose Mourinho, who was voted as the manager of the century in Portuguese football, and even with the numerous titles he won in England, Italy, and Spain, the special one knows that at the end of the day, there's no place like home.
Obviously, the titles I won with Porto are the most important for me during my career because they were titles won with a Portuguese team and for Portuguese football. And in the case of Porto, it was a unique situation, which was winning a final of the Champions League with 9 Portuguese players. I'd like for this to happen again.
When we say Ronaldo these days, usually we refer to Cristiano, but if we go a decade backwards, the name Ronaldo always referred to someone else. Maybe the Brazilian Ronaldo got tired from the fact that someone else is enjoying the benefits of the prestigious name, so he's planning a comeback. The man who scored 15 goals in 3 different World Cups is training with North American 2nd Division club Fort Lauderdale Strikers, which he partly owns. Though he didn't officially announce he will return, judging by his words, we should not be surprised to see him soon on the pitch again, 4 years after his retirement.
It's easy to get in shape, you have to train and just that, but to play a soccer game is, you have to be on very good shape. So I will try for myself. It's not another challenge, and I'm sure it will help the Liga, will help the team, and will help the soccer in America.
Now to the African Cup of Nations, which begins on Saturday, and usually it's the sub-Saharan powerhouses, such as the Ivory Coast, Cameroon, or Nigeria, who are seen as favorites. But as we saw in the World Cup last summer, maybe there's another team set to lift the trophy in 3 weeks' time.
The heat is on for Algeria coach Christian Gourcuff, with the eyes of an entire nation on his squad's every cross, dribble and tackle. Algeria was the top-ranked African team in the World Cup, and the memory of their stellar performance against Germany in the final 16 still reverberates. But the Desert Foxes have their job cut out for them, as they're pitted against big guns South Africa, Ghana and Senegal in the group of death.
Those are 3 quality opponents. Once the draw happened, we knew we were in a very difficult group, and we had to accept it.
They failed to qualify for the AFCON in 2012 and were eliminated from the 2013 round without a single point. But the Greens now rank 18th in the world, and they flew through qualifiers for this year's tournament, winning 5 of their 6 matches.
Being a favorite is always challenging, especially in an African Cup. You can't predict anything. Now that we're playing in Guinea, everything will be more complicated. Is the field going to be good, too warm? All these factors will have an impact.
Whatever the playing conditions, Algeria can count on the skills of star midfielders Yassin Brahimi, Sofiane Fegouli, and World Cup veteran goalkeeper Raïs Mboli. Crowned African champions in 1990 on home soil, the Desert Foxes are now on the hunt for the winner's trophy.
NBA time now, and we go to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, where the Nets took on the Memphis Grizzlies. In the beginning, the local crowd was hoping the Nets would finally put their losing streak away. They came into this game on the back of 6 losses, but soon enough it was clear why they look so miserable lately and why the Grizzlies are one of the best teams in the league. The visitors were up by 6 at halftime and went on a 31-20 run in the third quarter. Look at the assist from Marc Gasol. How many players measuring 2.16 meters can pass the ball like this? The Spaniard was one of 5 players scoring in double digits for the Grizzlies. The final period was one long garbage time. The Nets were trying to make it closer. Brook Lopez powered his way to the paint for the 3-point play, but Memphis made sure, always, they stay far enough. Brooklyn lose their 7th in a row. The Grizzlies win 103-92. Another game will be held tonight in the O2 Arena in London when the Knicks face the Bucks, part of the NBA's global schedule. Just ahead of the match, the Knicks star Carmelo Anthony met up with some royalty. He joined none other than Prince Harry in handing out awards to the graduates from the Royal Foundation's Coach Corps program. It's an ambitious project which boosts career prospects and life skills of disadvantaged young people by training them to become professional sports coaches and mentors. 33 graduates met the famous pair at a ceremony at St. James's Palace, and Anthony was very happy with the invitation.
Kind of, teaming up and representing the Royal Foundation and what was the cause. It was just a spectacular day for me to be around those kids and, and the Prince as well.
This meeting gained many headlines in the American press, and it wasn't the only headline about the NBA. So was the story of Kevin Garnett, one of the league's most veteran players who found himself involved in a headbutting incident and was suspended for a game. The story and more in this week's press review.
We begin this week's press review with something we have seen happen many times in football, but a rarity in the NBA. ESPN headlines read, Kevin Garnett ejected after headbutt. The Brooklyn Nets hosted the Houston Rockets, and in the final quarter of the game, tension grew. After some pushing and shoving back and forth between Dwight Howard and Kevin Garnett, the Nets center must have taken a few notes from football legend Zinedine Zidane as he lunged into Howard with his head. The two players had to be separated as their emotions were running high. Garnett was suspended for 1 game, while Howard was fined $15,000 for pushing Garnett in the neck. We'll have to wait and see how these two big men react when they face each other again on February 28th in Houston. And next, we move to the biggest football award of the year, as Cristiano Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or for the 3rd time. But the big headlines regarding the Portuguese star was not about his ability on the pitch, but rather his bizarre scream at the end of his speech. Take a listen. The Daily Mail headlines read, Cristiano Ronaldo Ballon d'Or shout goes viral as Twitter reacts to Real Madrid star's yell. People have compared his shout to one of a horse, but Thierry Henry's reaction says it all, as the Frenchman appeared to be unamused. And we finish with another football star, as the Italian Francesco Totti added a little flash to the pitch. The Metro headlines read, Francesco Totti celebrates equalizer for Roma against Lazio with mid-game selfie. The Italian striker shined at the Rome derby, and his coolness prevailed once again as he grabbed a camera and took a selfie. While most cannot pull off the selfie on the pitch, the 30-year-old appears to have the ability to do whatever he wants, as he's a hero for Roma. He's a true legend, and after scoring an equalizer that made it 2-2, he showed us all that he's like a fine wine, appreciated more and more as time goes on.
With less than a year and a half to go to Euro 2016, France wants to make sure everything will be perfect for the games, and that means not only the stands, the locker rooms, and the press facilities are taken care of in the stadiums, but also another crucial element, the grass. Just like the player transfer market, there's also a gardener transfer market, and a big name crossed the channel from England to make sure things are set on time. Lise Barenboim and Michael Friedman with the story.
It's not just the clubs that rank in football, but even the pitches that are evaluated by the French Professional Football League. Championship playing areas at PSG, Montpellier, and Nantes are at the top of the table, a ranking established at the beginning of the 2013-2014 season on the model of the Premier League and the Bundesliga, a type of competition of pitches which excludes synthetic fields in League One. As usual, Paris is the best. In the summer of 2013, PSG recruited Jonathan Calderwood, who is the top groundsman in the Premier League. The Qatari owner sent a strong message. If Paris wants to rank among the 5 best clubs in the world, the field of play should be part of the best playing surfaces on the planet.
Technique. Précision. Il ne laisse rien passer. Il ne laisse rien dépasser. Le jardinier.
The pitch is ready.
Today, the average quality of grass is growing. Hybrid lawns are increasing, and the 100% natural turf used in England found its place in Paris, Marseille, Saint-Étienne, and Metz. The synthetic pitches are gradually declining. While Nancy installed a synthetic pitch in 2010, they will change to a hybrid model in the future. Last season, the French Professional Football League decided to strengthen the requirement of the quality of the pitch in order to give the club licenses the opportunity to earn 20% in TV rights. Receiving a good ranking gives a team a real incentive to play better. Metz, who finished last year in 12th place, are not happy about their ranking. But now the Metz players are playing better as they are on the hybrid pitch and currently ranked 3rd in League One. The field is very important to many players as it is a huge component to the game.
It allows for a more fluid game, offering the beautiful play on a ground which is very fast. Sometimes when lawns are not good, it leads to bad movement, bad passes, bad transitions, which makes it impossible for teams to produce the best quality game which should be.
But in France, the clubs rent their stadiums all year long. Consequently, local authorities refuse to invest in them long term. Many of the pitches are not seen as a top priority. The Alliance Riviera, the brand new stadium in Nice, did not have a hybrid pitch, a strange decision in the light of their investment. On the contrary, Nantes are pioneers. They were the first to install a hybrid pitch in France more than 10 years ago before the others. The team, which is currently in 2nd place after PSG, intends to hold on and resist the French capital and its oil money. A real clash of power who believe a good pitch is just an added bonus.
France is not the only country preparing itself for a continental championship. So is Chile, who will host the Copa America this coming June. These beautiful images were shot from a helicopter that brought the trophies to Chile's Estadio Nacional in the capital Santiago, which will host 6 matches during the tournament, among them the opener and the final. The presence of former Chilean star Marcelo Salas added to the excitement among fans of the participating nations. The trophy will now travel through the 8 cities that will host the matches at the Copa America and will be back to Santiago's National Stadium for the opening match between the host nation and Ecuador on June the 11th, and will obviously be handed to the winning captain after the final on July the 4th. And that's it for us today. Don't forget, you can watch us anytime on our website at i24news.tv. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. Thank you for watching and have a beautiful day.